Harry Kane is wanted by Porter Graham at Chelsea. That is a story being reported to us, and we are here to dissect it in here onto the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? This is Rokani David onto the Rokani Media Football. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, smash the subscription button. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video onto this channel. Now, today has been really a very good day. Chile, we are into international break. News is just flowing in slowly like that. But I know by the end of today and tomorrow, and by Tuesday, players will be done with the international break, and obviously on Wednesday they'll report back to duty at their Premier League clubs. And obviously we are going to be here to dissect news as it comes in and flows in endlessly. So, Rokani David is my name. Let's get straight into the story. Graham Porter is a manager that Tony Boyle chose to replace a man who goes by the name of Thomas Tuchel after they fell out and really sacked him and brought in Graham Porter. Graham Porter from Brighton is one of the highly rated English managers that everyone was really talking about, and as far as replacing Gareth Southgate at the England national team is concerned, with the quality and talent that the English are really having in this era. You believe you should be having a manager like Graham Porter, not a manager who is really not ready to really exploit the talent that he has at the English level, that is Gareth Southgate. And you saw him in that game of Italy when he was beaten by Italy, and obviously he lost badly. However much the result was 1-0, but there was so much humiliation on the field of play than on the result, as it really came out as the referee blew the 90th minute. Harry Kane captained this side, and obviously he failed to really score for a side which goes by the names of England, and obviously he is here into the news with Graham Porter wanting him to sign him. Now, who has really brought up this story? He goes by the names of Calicio Marketo. He has told us that Chelsea boss Graham Porter is keen on making a sensational move for Harry Kane next summer. Now, to me, I believe Harry Kane and his contract situation at Spurs. Well, is the transfer. All right, let me check his current contract situation in here, because I want to be exact when I'm really giving you this analysis. His contract expires in 2024, meaning that by the end of this summer he'll be left with just 1 year on his contract, meaning that Spurs won't be able to charge more than £80 million for this guy. First and foremost, look at his age. He will be 30 years of age, and there is no way you'll call for £100 million. I believe he'll go for like 80 or 70, because he will be left with 1 year on his contract. And I know Chelsea can spend this amount of money on Harry Kane. And for the Harry Kane situation, you just look at it and analyze it deeply into yourself and ask yourself, is it really one of those that really enables him to quit Spurs? I believe it is, because however much they're really having Antonio Conte, I don't believe that he is very much okay with a team like Spurs winning a trophy like the Premier League or Champions League. However much people are really saying they can go ahead and really win something this season. I told you guys, if they can win something this season, maybe a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup, not a Premier League, nor a Champions League. In the Champions League, they are beaten by Sporting Lisbon. In Portugal, a team like Spurs, it was beaten by Sporting Lisbon, and then their first game against Marseille in the group stages at their stadium, it required Marseille to get a red card for Spurs to get those 2 goals from Richarlison. That's it. So what does that confirm to you? It confirms to you that it's a different kind of set of game together. Antonio Conte has no style of play apart from really building a big character into the team. And you've seen that when he's facing a very huge, a big team bigger than him, he always leaves the ball for them and he goes ahead to defend. And by the way, his defense is not all that great because they've conceded very many goals. I remember they conceded 2 against Chelsea, they conceded 2 against Leicester City. If you can concede 2 against Leicester City, one of the sides that is really lying bottom of the Premier League table, then it shows you how unserious your central defense is. So I believe by the end of this season, Spurs won't even make it to the Champions League. They would have won nothing. And I believe Harry Kane will be saying, all right, this time around, I'm left with 1 year on my contract. If you don't sell me out, I'm going to go out and really run my contract down and go out on a free, as he did during the Euros 2021. You remember very well. He wanted to go to City. City put up £130 million bid. Then Spurs rejected it. Remember that very well. So it looks like the situation right now at a team which goes by the names of Spurs is really alarming. And the only thing that can keep Harry Kane at Spurs or renew his contract is if at all they really win what we call a Champions League or a Premier League. Without that, he will understand that I'll either go to Manchester United or Chelsea, because I know next summer maybe Eric Ten Hag will go in and say, all right, can you get me Harry Kane? Because United, on an English player, even if they say they don't have money to spend as they spent this summer, they can go in and spend big. And obviously, I know in between United and Chelsea, I think Harry Kane will choose United over Chelsea, because United's plan is really far much better than that of Chelsea. Chelsea are back to square one, and United, at least, they are really at a certain point, because Eric Ten Hag is really trying to put his team in shape, and obviously Chelsea is really struggling with Graham Potter, and we don't know what's really going to happen into that game of football as far as Chelsea is concerned. Now, as things stand, Graham Potter wants Harry Kane, and I believe Harry Kane will embrace a move to any of those clubs that really wants him. It will depend on to the team's situation and how the build-up will be. If at all the project is convincing that maybe you've been lacking a striker to win the league, like Manchester United, if at all they say Ronaldo is leaving and we bring in Harry Kane, that will be okay. And Harry Kane will say, all right, let me go there because I believe they are going to create chances for me. I'm going to score, and I believe my 30 goals, if I've been at Spurs and scoring like 25 goals per season in the Premier League, I go to Manchester United, I think I can hit 30, and my 30 goals can be really so much impactful under the Eric Ten Hag era. Then we are having another guy who goes by the names of Simon Phillips. He's a Chelsea fan plus writer podcast at Talk Chelsea and very many others, news.co. He has told us that, as I said earlier this week as well, Harry Kane is a real pipe dream and has a contract that runs out 2024. So although that is also seen as near impossible, I would nearly rule it out. I would never rule it out. So he's telling you that he can never rule it out because it looks like it's possible. His contract running out in 2024, and Chelsea right now are really hunting for what we call a center forward. You get, they don't believe in Aubameyang, and obviously if at all they were going in for Ronaldo, why not them go for Harry Kane? Because Harry Kane is obviously one of those that is really younger than Ronaldo, close to, there is an age difference of 8 years, meaning that Harry Kane coming in at 30 years at Chelsea can play some good 4 years at Chelsea and do the needful. So to me, I believe Harry Kane leaving Spurs is possible. It's possible. Much is the captain, because earlier signs showed to us that he's really willing to leave Tottenham Hotspur, and he left, and he wanted to leave. That's it. He submitted in a verbal transfer request. City came in through, and obviously they overcharged them and said, we're not going to go in for you because we've already bought in Jack Grealish at how many £1 million? At £100 million, and their budget was only 230, 100 for Jack Grealish, and 130 for Harry Kane. That was turned down. And I really believe that one day, one time, they will go out and do the needful and tell us what we think about this failure of Harry Kane to Man City. And Daniel Levy will one time regret of not selling this guy. I believe if I told you I sold him at 130 million pounds, you get, he would have really gotten some good money to really reinforce his squad. I believe you get in Richarlison at Spurs from a team which goes by the names of Everton, you get, and you reinforce more like he did this season without Harry Kane. I think it's a better project than that of Harry Kane, because Harry Kane can't be the face of this project anymore because of his age. That's it. He is having his heart elsewhere, and I believe they can't really maintain him. So guys, thank you very much for watching in. Go into the comment section. Tell me what you think about Graham Potter wanting Harry Kane at Chelsea next season. Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. Subscribe to this channel if I told you guys want to subscribe, and then go ahead to tell us what you think about this story altogether. I'm out. I hand you over to the Almighty Lord that's going to bless you abundantly, and I'm signing out, guys. You know, I'm really having my mind twisted because there is Big Brother right now, and obviously let me see what is happening now.